Hello, all the King's men. Welcome to another Friday assessment. Yes, I am excited because I'm celebrating with you because you said, you know what? In spite of it all, I'm still breathing. I still have my health and strength. I still have my right mind. That gives me enough. That gives me everything that I need to press. That gives me everything that I need to press toward the vision, press toward the call that's been put on my life. Look, all the King's men, I thank you for joining in once again. Remember, we want to get you to that place of success. Remember, everything that we're doing, everything that we're discussing, everything that we're evaluating is so that you can have success in every area of your life. We want to look at the areas that we're having success in. Then we want to look at the areas that we're not having success in. How can we duplicate? How can we make the assessment that we correct some things, that we make the necessary adjustments, that we could experience the successes that we're having in the other areas of our life? So all the King's men, I want to talk about this week, this one thing that keep bugging you, this one thing that will not let you go. This one thing I think about Paul when he talked about there was a thorn in his flesh and he asked God, he said, God, take this thing away from me. He said, the Bible said that he asked 3 times. And what was the word? The word was in red. Jesus said, look, my grace is sufficient. That was the word. The words in red. The words were in red. That meant that God spoke to him. He said, no, my grace is sufficient. My strength is made perfect in weakness. What does that mean for you today? That means that there's some giftings, there's some callings, there's some talents on the inside of you. And without the thorn in your side, without the thorn in your flesh, without the thing that's coming to buffet you, it will not the giftings, the talents and callings will not be perfected. Why? It's only that when pressure is applied that perfection comes forward. Yes, I said it. When pressure is applied, perfection comes forward. Why? Because the gifts mature under pressure. The gifts, they mature under pressure. So what happens when this pressure is applied? You have what you call this explosion. Oh my God. Look, you got to listen to that one, catch that one. That's why the thing keep coming at you. That's why it looks like you're not experiencing success, because there's this thing that seems to continue to come at you. But you have to realize, what is this thing? You got to take a step back, do the assessment. What is really going on? Why is this thing going on? What is it for me to learn? Then you got to realize there are giftings, talents, and callings that are on my life. They are not just going to come forward. The enemy is not going to just let them come forward. He's not going to let you roam free with the victory. The enemy says, I came. This is what the word said. I only want to give you the word because the word is truth. It's truth. The enemy came to kill, steal, and destroy, but God said, I came to give you life and have it more abundantly. So therefore, when I look at that thing, what Paul went through, I look at there is greatness that was on the inside of Paul. That was greatness that was going to come forward. So all the pressures that Paul was dealing with, it was so that he can stay in a state of humbleness. Do you know how many people that have got to that level of success, or got to what they call success or a status, and they have been high-minded, they have been caught up in pride. And what happens? The word said pride becomes before the great fall. They become high-minded and they forget, and they end up falling. They end up forgetting the principles that got them there. They're forgetting their principles. But those that don't forget their principles, they're reminded that, you know what, the one that don't forget their principles, they know that there is greater. Because even when you start to experience a level of success in your giftings, in your callings, in your talents, there's still more. There's still more. Why do I say that? Because in our earthly realm, in our physical, natural minds, we are limited. We are limited because God says, I have not seen, ear have not heard the things that I have prepared for you. My thoughts are not your ways. They're higher than yours. So what that means? That means The things that we think up in here, they're natural because of what we can see. God have to bring revelation in order for us to be able to see the future. So therefore, that's why it's so important. Don't get caught up in what you're going through. There are giftings, callings, and talents that must come forward. There's an explosion that's building, that's waiting to happen on inside of you for those areas that you're not experiencing success in, to start to experience success. Some areas are going to be ahead of the others. Some are going to lag behind, but it's all for a purpose, and it's all in its own timing. So all the King's men continue to press forward in spite of the opposition, in spite of everything that's coming at you. Know that it's for a purpose, because you got to accept that thing. You got to accept it and say, you know what? There is something great that's about to happen. There's an explosion that's about to happen. There's some giftings and callings and talents that's about to be exposed, that's about to be perfected. So all the King's men, I thank you for joining in this week. I'm so excited to hear from you about the giftings and talents and callings that's being perfected in your life. And if I can help you, drop a line below. Drop me a comment. I need you to drop a like on the video. Drop me a comment on the video. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you want to hear. I want to help you. All the King's men, I thank you once again. I pray I speak a blessing over your day, over your weekend, and over your week to come. Till next time, be blessed.